As you all know, that's we are at WasmEdge project. We have a very strong focus on building communities through internships. We are very active participant, perhaps the most active participant in the LFX mentorship program, where we have 3 to 4 positions, 3 times a year to work on bug fixes and feature enhancements that related to the runtime and also its ecosystem projects. And this year, we are also, through CNCF, we are also part of the Google Summer of Code. And Google Summer of Code has internship positions that are paid by Google to work on open source projects. So we are now, part of the, part of the program. However, I think the way that they select interns is that they select both project and interns. So you have for people who are interested in this, they would have to submit a proposal for our project, and then the proposals would be evaluated by a committee of experts that hired by Google, so that they decide which projects and which person, which applicant get funding, right? So yeah, so we'd really encourage everyone in the community to do that, because I think that's a really good opportunity, and that's you get paid and you get a really nice addition to your resume as well. So I'd ask Haidai to come along to and talk about some of the project and opportunities that we have opened up with the Google Summer of Code this year, and so and what's the qualification and the expectations of people who apply for that. So Haidai, please.
Hello, can you see my screen now?
Yes, I can. Thank you.
Okay, so the start today, I'm going to share our project ideas about the Google Summer of Code. So actually, it's divided into two different groups. One is very related to the WebAssembly tooling, which is we would like to provide more debug information for the developers. So this is one proposal which is highly related to WebAssembly itself. Okay, and we have two. The LLM and AI is a very hot topic now, right? So we have two different project ideas is related to a proposal called a WASI neural network, and actually it's an interface allow you to do some. You can load the model, and you can set some input tensor and do the computation, such as inference. Okay, and then you can retrieve those outputs. So this proposal called the WASI neural network will do this. Will provide some API and interface and a predefined type to handle all of this stuff. We already have the basic WasmEdge neural network plugin with two different backend. One is the PyTorch, and the other is Llama.cpp or GGML. Just DM4 demonstrate the functionality a few minutes ago. So in this Summer of Code, Google Summer of Code, we would like to enable more, more features which allow you to not only do the inference job with our plugin or with the WasmEdge neural network proposal. We would like to enable that you can fine tuning your customized models with this plugin. So this is the top idea of these two issues. So let's go deeper. Let's talk about the Watson code dump. Actually, if you execute a Watson application and you will, if everything works fine, then it's pretty good, right? However, if the application enters a trap, then most of the runtime, not only the WasmEdge, will only produce an error and told you that, oh, sorry, your program is crashed and crash at which function. That's all you have. However, if we want to dig into why or which part make this trap happen, there is no way to do that. So implementing the Watson code dump is a spec defined in the WebAssembly tool conventions, and is a special format. So you can, save the stack frame, save the locals, globals, and function parameters, all of the information you need to reproduce or reconstruct the whole environment at the failure time. So that's why we would like to support this feature in in this project idea. So if you will want to apply this, please make sure you have at least you have a rough idea about what is the code dump. You can read this markdown file. Is not very long. You have to understand how it works because there is a demo inside this file, so you can try it, and it will help you to write a more accuracy proposal to apply. Okay. The other thing is that we would like to, because it's debug handling. So most of your implementation is hiding or is inside the the WasmEdge component. So when a trap is triggered, you have to dump all of the information from our runtime and to a special file. Then please make sure the dump file, the code dump file, must be compatible with the the currently existing tools, such as the WasmGDB or the WasmEdit. Okay. And because that the WasmEdge is written in C++, so at least you must know C++. And about Wasm, actually it's not hard to learn, so that's fine. And debugging tool, you should at least use one of the debugging tool to make sure that how the code dump works. Otherwise, you may be have totally no sense what is the execution flow about this. So this is something that if you want to write your proposal, please make sure some detail you already gets in your mind. Then let's go to the PyTorch and GGML part. And actually, I put them into the same slide is because that they are all use the Wasm neural network proposal. The only difference is that they are different backend. Okay, so the inference behavior is almost the same between these two backend. All you need to do is because that fine tuning in PyTorch and fine tuning in Llama CPP is a totally different story. So please make sure you must not submit the same proposal for these two projects because they have different background. Okay, and we believe that when you use the PyTorch to do the fine tuning, you may need to understand the PyTorch C library because the whole plugin is interact with the is C library. Okay. And if you are applying the Llama.cpp part, please make sure you use the Llama.cpp to fine-tuning a model. So you have the basic idea that's how it works. And because when you know how it works, you can write your milestone and separate your missions into a correct timeline. Okay. So please make sure that because our actually the existing WasC neural network proposal do not contain any function related to the fine tune. So you have to define your own fine tuning function in the WasC neural network proposal. Then you have to find out a way to to do the fine tuning, and you have to save your pre-trained model, and you have another way to load the fine tuning model and maybe apply it into the existing model and do some inference and show the demos. So that's the high level missions that you will do during the Google Summer of Time if you are applying these two projects. Okay, so the same thing. You must know C++. And Watson is not very hard to learn because most of the time you don't really write the Watson itself. you will write a Rust or a C++ program and compile it to Wasm and then execute by the runtime. So most of the time, you don't need to worry about Wasm, but you will need to know very details about how to use the PyTorch C API or PyTorch C library and how to use the Llama.cpp library to do that. Okay. And fine-tuning experience is fine. Just if you do that before, you may have some sense about how to finish your proposal. Okay, so that's all about our project idea, and we have some Q&A because we received some message from other people. First, because Google Summer of Time is very focused on your proposal. If your proposal doesn't make any sense, then Google may reject it. So we don't need to prepare any pretest. We believe this they may not help anything. So we don't have pretest for Google Summer Code. Only you don't need to worry about that. And we will not reply any private question. All the discussion must be public because there are so many people to send email and DM to us, and we don't have the ability to to respond to all of that. So if you have a question, please you encounter a bug, just write an issue on our GitHub. You have a question related to the project idea, you should leave your question under the project idea issues. Okay, so all of the project idea issue is is on our GitHub issues and marked with the Google Summer of Time the label. And if you have really only the quick questions, you can join our Discord channel and ask those questions. Okay. So let's see if there is anyone have question. Oh, one thing I have to mention that you may not need to worry about the device you have because the Llama.cpp and the PyTorch can execute the model, on the CPU only machine. It will take time, however, it can execute, so you don't need to worry about that. Yeah, so if you have any concern about the hardware, that's fine. So that's all I have. If you have question, please leave your question in the chat. Thank you.
All right. Yeah. Thank you, Haidai. Yeah, that's so as you can see, those are not trivial projects. Say they need a significant amount of programming expertise, and also even the ability to work with standard bodies like WasmEdge, which is a W3C project standard. So you are working with representative from other companies like Intel and other who's also working on this spec, right? So I think those are really good opportunities for people who's interested in this type of I would say more sophisticated open source, not just fixing a single bug or fixing a typo in the docs and things like that. So and that's also why it's a paid project. It's a paid position for multiple months, right? So we really think the amount of work would require at least a couple of months of full-time work. So that's but yeah, that's but if you're interested and if you can get it, I think this is I've seen again and again people who have gone through those programs, like LFX mentorship and Google Summer of Code, are very competitive in the job market, because people know those are difficult projects. So anyway, yeah, that's so yeah, if you have questions, for the Google Summer of Code projects or for Talos Linux for Kubernetes and also the WasmEdge extension on Silver Cloud, or you have questions about running multimodal large language models on WasmEdge, and now it's your time to ask those questions in the chat. And okay, well, so I also put up a link, to that is article that goes through step by step. It's only, I think the longest time you're going to spend is to download the model. It takes 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes to get the whole thing up and running on your own machine. It's really quite amazing, to me at least. What about GOSD? I think GOSD is a separate problem, is a separate issue. That's so they have a separate program. when it comes along, we will probably try to participate in that as well. But for this, so by the way, GOSD is Google Summer of Docs. It's a dedicated program for open source contributors to contribute to project documentations, right? So we were part of it last year, and so we built some of the documentation you see on our website were actually built by GSOD interns from last year. So is solving a few GitHub issues necessary for strong Google Summer of Code proposal? No. I think Google gonna review the proposal on its own merits. You can in the proposal you can talk about your past experience with this project and with the system, right? So you can. I think it would be could be beneficial to say that I resolved similar issues in the I'm already familiar with the project, right? But I think overall, I think most applicants don't have that, So I think it's just it is a different process than FX mentorship. If you recall our FX mentorship, we have pre-test issues that the applicant has to solve before they can move on to be even considered, right? But the GSOC is different. That's Google is calling the shot. Google is deciding which proposal and which project to fund. All right, let's see. Seems there are more questions. All right, yeah. Thank you, guys. Likewise, we also think things are getting really interesting with Wasm, and that's with more interesting use cases like in the cloud, in the civil cloud, and that's doing work with the GPU, large language model, and all that. That's we are exploring a new way that is totally independent of, say, the very complex setup people have with Python and all that stuff, right?